Well, here it is, the beginning of another school year. And I guess it's my turn this year to try and bring you some words of inspiration. So as I've been thinking of what I could possibly say, I got to thinking about the great motivational speakers of our time.
I have a dream.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
My name is Matt Foley, and I am a motivational speaker.
The great speakers throughout history were not joke tellers. They were people of passion. So if you want to do well today, you got to do what they did.
Which is?
You got to wave your arms and you got to pound your fists.
Blood alone moves the wheels of history!
Unfortunately, not my style.
Here within USD 305, we have so many exceptional teachers. Now, being born and raised here in Salina, I'd like to share some of the important lessons I've learned from these incredible teachers and how they were unknowingly preparing me to be a teacher.
Really, all my teachers gave me skills that I would use in my future career. But here are my top 5 and the skills that they taught me.
In my 6th grade year at Coronado Elementary School, my teacher was Mrs. Mize. And as a kid in elementary school, I was as shy a kid as a kid could possibly be. Shy kids are very easy to let disappear in your classroom. But Mrs. Mize really reached out to me and showed me how important the traits of caring and compassion are to teaching. The famous quote, "People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care," is famous for a reason, because it's true. Next, Mr. Young, my middle school choir teacher, who I am now incredibly privileged to have as my colleague as well. Mr. Young has shown me the importance of passion for your subject matter. Every day when Mr. Young teaches, you can see how important music is to him. Kids see that passion and it is infectious. Royce reminds me to never lose that passion, as it is vital to your teaching. Thinking back over my days as I was a student, the most challenging class I've ever taken was humanities class, which was taught by Mrs. Brander. When I earned a C in humanities class at the end of the semester, I was ecstatic. But I learned more in that class than I have ever learned in any other. Mrs. Brander truly taught me the importance of having a classroom with a culture of high expectations. Push your students to more than they think they can handle, and they'll thank you for it in the end. And here is the ultimate compliment for Mrs. Brander. At the end of that school year, one of my first purchases was the textbook that we used in that class, which I still have today, and I still use it for reference all the time. Some of the most important lessons I've learned were from another one of my music teachers, Mr. Eddie Creer. I could go on and on about all the things that he taught me, but the most important lesson learned from Mr. C was the value of character. Not only does Mr. C explicitly teach character skills in the classroom, but he lives them. Very few teachers have the guts to teach principles of character to their students, and the ones who do often will have problems living out what they teach. Mr. Creer is a shining example of a man of integrity, and so many lives have been touched by the example he has given. Lastly, Ms. Lindsay, my high school drama instructor, taught me the value of creativity in the classroom. Today, we as educators need to teach creatively. If what you teach can be taught more effectively by doing something wild or crazy, then do it. Teaching students to tap into their creativity is so essential, but if we don't teach creativity creatively, then students will never grasp its importance. As wonderful as all of my teachers have been, I have found that any attempt that I have made to teach exactly the way that they teach has failed miserably. God placed these very special people in my life to teach me some incredible things, but He has also blessed me with many talents that are uniquely mine. Combining the wonderful lessons from my mentors and incorporating them into my own style of teaching is when I truly become the teacher that I was created to be. I can be a second-rate someone else, or I can be a first-rate Mr. Gerry. So, as this school year starts, think back on the teachers who inspired you and incorporate those lessons into your own unique style of teaching, because there really is no one that can teach quite like you.